The finish line is in sight. Hi, everyone. Scott Jets. And this is the Jets quarterback. A 17-yard touchdown pass. Hunter. One of his 2 touchdown catches in the game coming right here. The Jags get to win number 12 as they're thinking playoffs and potentially home field. 30-yard rushing touchdown. The Bears win their 2nd straight as they get the victory here.
I think the Raiders found him a quarterback, though.
So that'll do it for us as we look forward to what should be a fantastic final 2 weeks of the regular season. I'm Scott Hansen. Happy holidays from all of us at EA Sports.
All right, so we're going to get to the Week 15 interview. Shout out to Dirty Bird. I didn't forget about that disappointing loss. I gave up 30 points in the 4th quarter. I benched all my players, and then he came back and won this game. One of the reasons why when I played against, who did I just play? And I kick a field goal. I mean, it's simple. We have to put these teams away. Pretty much a lot of offense in this game. I'm going to play this video for him, and then we'll get to the next week's recap. But I want to go ahead and allow him to talk his nose if he want to pop it, what would they like to say, pop your shit, because that was an amazing comeback. Regardless of whether I benched my players or not, he still was able to come back and outscore me 30-7. So let's see what he had to say.
Hey, Stephen A., Buffalo Bills owner here. That was the absolute wildest game I have ever played in my entire life. Like you said, 70-69. You came out, went 21-10 in the first quarter. I could not stop anything on defense. I started making a little comeback in the second quarter, but still you outscored me by 7. In the second quarter, 27-20. Third quarter, again, slightly outscored me. And I seemed to be maintaining a 3-score deficit the whole game. Finally, in the fourth quarter, things started clicking. Passing offense just kept going, and then finally got my first stop of the game in the fourth quarter. And then at the very end, I was able to resiliently come back, stopped you again, scored again to take the lead with 1 point left with no timeouts. Got a couple of good stops there on that last drive, and my defense was, while it was doing nothing the whole game, I got 2 clutch sacks on that last drive, with the last one taking you out of field goal range with you having no timeouts left and allowing the clock to run out. I knew when I scored the touchdown at the end there that I scored and left you too much time. But again, just an amazing game. Definitely a very amazing comeback. Offense was on fire the whole game. I can't wait till next season when this team is even better and I have more time to develop it. Again, thanks for a great game, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, so was a lesson learned. So I'm going to still bench my guys in a realistic, approach, but I have to be very careful not doing it too soon. But no excuses. He came back and got the job done. Week 16, man, we will start with the game of the week, but incentive check, everything looks clear. We had a game that couldn't be played, but it is what it is. But we'll start with the game of the week. This was a very good game. Turnover battle was 1-2. Third down conversion 6-4. And we also won a time of possession. Shedeur Sanders, 299, 3 TDs, 1 interception, 17 of 25, 68 passing percent. Pavia had an amazing run. He played a little bit this game. His quarterback, Brandon came into the game. At first, Nico was starting, then he benched him. But then he brought in Brandon, threw 42 times in this game, 28 of 42. I think teams, when they play me, they try to pass heavy to keep up with my scoring. And what makes us dangerous is not necessarily the passing, man. It's everything, especially this year. We're running the ball a lot more, a lot better. top 5 in rushing. It's a pretty good, solid win. I could not stop his receiver, T-Mac. He had 11 receptions, 162, a TD. Got the best of Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter played pretty well. He had a breakout game, 4 receptions, 106, 2 TDs. Pretty solid win. We had a lot of guys with catches in this one. Defensively, he had led the team, the game in tackles. His top 2 guys had 18 total tackles. That was pretty big. And we traded interceptions. And so, great game, great win. It's all about getting the wins around this time of the year. Once we get to the standings, I will figure out if I'm going to bench my starters or not for the remainder of the year. Next up we had was the Ravens and the Steelers. Ravens won 59-24. Didn't interview anybody as far as this week, so for those that like the interviews, you can save yourself time. This just was a football weekend. We had college football playoffs and NFL. So, but 1-3 as far as turnover battles, just way too many turnovers. Will Howard threw 2 interceptions. Lamar Jackson, 338, 5 TDs passing. They ran the ball well, 177, 3 TDs. A lot of catches, a lot of yardage. Defense played great for the Ravens. 2 interceptions by Zaire Alexander, which was huge, and the Ravens was able to stomp the Steelers 59-24. Next up we had was the Falcons and Tampa Bay. Falcons won 28-21. Turnover battle was 0-2. 162 yards passing. Caden Salter threw 229, 2 interceptions. Bijan Robinson, 132 on the ground. Wide receivers, Jeremiah Smith had a pretty good game, 7 receptions, 86 yards. He's one of the candidates for the Stephen A. Smith MVP of the year. But Arch Mann is playing great as well. 2 interceptions coming from the Falcons defense, but it just was enough. Yeah, so it was enough for them to win this game. So turnover battle was 0-2, and then they also owned the time of possession, which was key. Moving on. Next up we had was the Cowboys and the Seahawks. Cowboys won a much needed game, 48-14, as they trailed the Giants in the NFC East. Turnover battle was 1-0. Dak Prescott, 307, 4 TDs, no interceptions. A better performance than last week. Jaden Blue, 128, 2 TDs. Duke Watson played some this game. New kid on the block. Seeing some carries from him. Wide receivers, Evan Stewart had a breakout game, 6 receptions, 113, a TD. CeeDee Lamb had 5 receptions, 70 yards. Defense, wow. Is this both teams? Wow, so the Seahawks led tackles with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 defenders, which was, well, it's not necessarily something that you want. That mean that defense was on the field longer, more likely. And as we see the time of possession, so that tells us why they had all those tackles. Nevertheless, the Cowboys were able to win a much needed win. Next up we had was the Colts and the Saints. Colts won 31-20. Turnover battle was 1-1. Anthony Richardson Sr., league's MVP leader right now. He also is a 2-time MVP winner in the GFSSL league. He had 298, 2 TDs, only 1 interception. Arch Manning, as I mentioned before, he's the best quarterback of the entire GFSSL league as of right now. He's definitely one of the league leaders as far as MVP for performances. 279, 2 TDs. He was a D3 quarterback, and I love what I'm seeing. Jonathan Taylor, 130, 1 TD. Great running right there. As I go back to this, Saints ran the ball 9 times, so you can't get the job done like that, right? Chris Olave had 4 receptions, 111, 1 TD. Alec Pierce had a TD as well. They both traded interceptions, but nevertheless, the Colts was able to win the game, and they also owned the time of possession, 24-15. That's a large margin. Moving on, Bengals and the Bills. Bills won by a field goal, 27-24, when he played us in Week 15. He only threw it 28 times, which is why I say what I say. Most guys, when they play me, they know they have to score. Burrow, 242, 1 TD. Saquon Barkley didn't run the ball well. 64 yards, 2 TDs. Well, I mean, that's pretty good. 6.4 average. James Cook, he was 58 rushing yards. Wide receivers, Jamar Chase, 8 receptions, 191, 1 TD. Khalil Shakir, he had 6 receptions, 84 yards. Defensively, the Bengals led in tackles. They traded interceptions, so it really was a dogfight all the way to the end. It was 14-10 in the first half. Second half, I mean, the biggest difference was the fourth quarter. But I would say the biggest difference in this entire game was the first quarter by the Bills being able to go up 14-7. And they also owned the time of possession by a large margin, 27-12 minutes. So that's a big margin. Next up we had was the Jets and the Patriots. Jets won this one 26-21. They was up 20-7 in the first half. Kind of got slow a little bit in the second half. Patriots was able to rally back. Turnovers was 0-1. Jets did win the time of possession, so they was on the field more. Taylor Green, 232, 1 TD. 77 pass completion percentage is pretty high. Drake May, 380, 3 TDs. Definitely, you love to see that if you're the Patriots. Running wise, the Jets had 62 yards rushing, but as far as a team, they 138-35 rushing yards. That's a huge margin right there. And the Patriots ran the ball. They ran the ball a good amount, 9, 10, 11 times. But it's just hard to beat a team like the Jets by being one-dimensional. I just feel like they maybe was one-dimensional, and it caught up with them, maybe. Moving on, Bears and the Raiders. Bears won 41-28. They've been playing great all year. It was 21-21 in the first half. The second half, the Bears was able to kind of keep the gas going. 20-7 in that second half was huge. Turnover battle was 0-1. They also won a time of possession, 21 minutes to 18. Caleb Williams, 371, 2 TDs, no interceptions. He playing like the real life Caleb Williams. Jalen Milroe, he's found his new home. And I love the upside of as far as what I'm seeing with Jalen Milroe in the Raiders. So we know that they won't have to draft any quarterbacks, as Milroe seems to be their answer. Back-to-back huge games. Ashton Genty, 61 yards rushing, 1 TD. He was held on 100 yards back-to-back weeks. Jordan Addison, 4 receptions, 108. Dante Thornton Jr., he had 98 yards. So what I'm seeing is I'm seeing more receiving yards. Raiders is an owner that's not pass. What's the word? He's not passing friendly, I guess you could say. He's not a good passer. So when you see a statistic like this tell you that he's found something with Milroe. Bears, like I said before, have been playing great all year. This is a team that's really playing for rings. They play great all year, and I know they're playing to win championships. So shout out to the Bears. Next up we had was the Packers and the Cardinals. Packers won 38-3, completely lopsided. Turnover battle was 2-3, a total of 5 turnovers in this game. Very sloppy. Jordan Love, 236, 3 TDs, 1 interception. Kyler Murray threw 2 interceptions. He had a 38 passer rating. Josh Jacobs, 83 yards rushing. Wide receivers, Jawan Johnson, 6'4", from Oregon, had 4 receptions, 100 yards, and a touchdown. Defensively, Xavier McKinney had 12 total tackles. Malik had 9. And Green Bay was able to come up with 2 big interceptions, and they was able to win 38-3 in this matchup. Moving on, next up we had was the 49ers and the Giants. 49ers won another close game, 27-24. Big win, tough loss for the Giants as the Cowboys won this past week. I think that makes them tied in the NFC East. We'll check that in a second. Turnover battle was 1-1, 22-17 as far as time of possession. Jackson Dart, 318, 2 TDs. Brock Purdy, 220, 2 TDs, but that 1 interception was huge, but they still was able to overcome it. Christian McCaffrey had 9 rushing attempts, 122 yards, 1 TD. Tyrone Tracy, he had 72 rushing yards, 7.2 average. Malik Neighbors, 7 receptions, 101. And then George Kittle had 10 receptions, just about 100 yards, a touchdown. Devontae Smith, he had 5 receptions, 97 yards, and a TD as well. But I think that loss puts Cowboys back into the NFC East race. As we look at the playoff picture, if it was to start today, this would have the 49ers, a well put together year. They've been playing great, been winning a lot of close games. You have the Bears, Packers, then you have the Panthers, Lions, Cowboys, and the Rams. So as we see, the Cowboys have jumped over the Giants. So let's take a look at the standings once we look at the top performers. Shedeur Sanders, Caleb Williams, Cam Ward, top 3. And as far as passing, rushing yards, you got Taylor, Robinson, and Gibbs. Andrews, Knox, and Brown, top 3 in receiving. Sack leaders, you got Green with 21 sacks. Damn. Payton and Carter, with the Ravens having 2 guys on defense leading in sacks. So they're playing great defense. That's 35 sacks between those 2 players. Interceptions, you got Lloyd, Warner, and Davis with 2 linebackers leading interceptions over the guy in the secondary. Then in the tackles, you got Campbell, Nakobe Dean, and Arnold. Wow, Dean has 137 tackles. Wow, I'm a lot of tackles. Damn. All right, so let's take a look at the standings. All right, so as we see in the AFC, we have teams that have already clinched. Colts, Jags, Browns, Ravens. Well, no, Colts, Jags, Browns. Those are the top 3. And then over here in the NFC, we have the 49ers and the Bears. So let's take a look at the division. AFC North, Browns have clinched. Amazing year. But you also have a team like the Ravens that can find their way into the wild card. Or potentially, we have a few more games left, right? Let's see, 15. Yeah, so, it's getting tight. But the Browns have clinched the playoff berth. AFC South, okay, so I see that now. This is what I wanted to see. But the Colts have won the division. They're 15-0. They have that home field as well. So at this point, there's no need really. I'm going to look. There's no need for me to play my starters and risk anything. I'm going to probably bench everybody. AFC East, we got the Jets, Patriots. Those teams tied. Jets coming up on a big win. 5-0 in the division, man. So it's in the hands of the Jets. You win out, you win the division. AFC West, you got the Raiders, Chargers. Wow, this is probably one of the worst divisions in the GFSSL league. 6-9, 5-10. A division is 3-1, so that's a positive as far as the Raiders go. But this thing here is going to come down to the final game. NFC North, you got the Bears, Well deserved. They also won the division. 12-3, damn good year, damn good season. Being undefeated in the division, I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that. NFC South, you got the Panthers, Falcons, Saints. Panthers coming off that loss to the Jags opens the door for the Falcons and the Saints. As we look at the division records, Falcons, they got that 4-1 record. So if they can get some more outside help, they could potentially win the NFC South. NFC East, as I mentioned, Cowboys is in the lead. That loss that the Giants took was huge. They're on a 5-game losing streak, so that definitely plays a key role into losing the division. They was in front of everybody. Cowboys on a 2-game winning streak, and they're 4-2. So everything is in the hands of them. I mean, one more win, I think, would do it. And then lastly, NFC West, the 49ers, as I mentioned earlier. And then you have the Rams right behind them. You know, the Rams is playing as well. So it's getting very, very interesting. Taking a look at the team stats. Number one offense, Jags, Colts, Bears. It's pretty good statistic. Passing leaders, you got the Jags, Bears, and the Rams. And then in rushing, you got the Colts, Falcons, Cowboys, Jags, and Lions. That's pretty good. Defensively, Browns have the best defense in the entire GFSSL league. Jags have the worst. Well, one of the worst. You just can say that. Just they have the worst too. It's not that big of a difference. They're also the worst in passing as well. Which is, like I always tell you guys, it's expected because I just want my opponents to make mistakes. And if they make mistakes, then I can keep the ball. And that's what I want to do. So 27 sacks. Ravens, as I mentioned, they have 2 players on defense leading the entire individual sack leaders category for the GFSSL league. So that's great. Dolphins, Eagles, Lions, and the Broncos as far as sacks. Points allowed, Browns have the best defense as far as not giving up too many points. Browns, Patriots. Honestly, it's the same thing I just told you guys, is that I'm starting to learn my opponents wanting to pass. And so that allows, not to take away anything, our defense playing great as far as against the rushing, but a lot of it comes from just guys don't want to run against me. We got Jags, 49ers, Colts, Jets, and the Broncos. As far as top 5, pretty good stat. Taking a look at the yearly awards, have to keep my eyes on what's going on as far as the incentives. Anthony Richardson Sr. is leading as far as MVP. Coach of the Year, absolution as of right now. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Jonathan Taylor. As of now, Defensive Player of the Year would be Mike Green, as you would assume. Both Ravens would be on top because they have damn good years. Rookies, you got Jaylen Brown leading as far as offensive rookie. Defensive rookie, you got Damon Wilson. Best quarterback is Anthony Richardson Sr. Best running back, Jonathan Taylor. All this on the AFC side, by the way. Jaylen Brown, best wide receiver. Creed Humphrey, best O-line. Mike Green, best D lineman. Best linebacker, Devin Lloyd. Best DB, Carlton Davis III. And then the best kicker is Jake Bates. And then over here in the NFC side, you got Bijan Robinson, Michael Parsons, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jeremiah Smith. Jalen Kilgore would be Defensive Rookie of the Year. Best quarterback is Arch Manning. Definitely love that. Bijan Robinson, best running back. Best wide receivers, Jeremiah Smith. Kind of sucks a little bit because they're not in the playoffs, but hey, the upside is bright. Best O-lineman is Tyler Smith. Best D lineman is Michael Parsons. Wow. Okay. Okay. I didn't know he was with the Rams. Best linebacker is Edgerrin Cooper. Best DB is Roger. And then best kicker would be the Rams guy. So the Rams have three guys over here in the NFC. That's one, two, three. Yeah, so they have three guys leading something in the yearly awards. Let me see. One more thing I think. Let's see something. Okay, yeah. So I think that's pretty much it. We have some very big games this week as we look at the league schedule. Week 17. Yeah, so we have 2 more weeks. Notable games that stands out to me. Bears and the Vikings should be a pretty good one. Giants and the Bills, that should be a very, very good game. Bills capable of scoring. Falcons and the Saints, definitely would like to see that one. Believe it or not, this is a pretty big game. Raiders are trying to make the playoffs, so this is going to be a game they need, and they're playing right now. So I will interview those guys for Week 17. We'll try to get more interviews for Week 17. Chargers and the Lions. Ravens and the Patriots. This should be game of the week. I'm going to see if Mike agree. I got to continue looking, but I would assume this could potentially be game of the week. He haven't posted yet. But I would assume this could be a possible game of the week. Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers should be a pretty big one. Jags and the Colts definitely could have been a game of the week, but it's a lot that's already decided in our division. So now it's more about just trying to not show too much, as that's just my philosophy. I don't want to show my hand. And then lastly, we got the Jets and the Titans. Should be a pretty good one as well. Jets is trying to continually lead their division. As I said before, they're one game ahead of their division, so this win would be huge for them. I think that's pretty much it. We'll get into incentives and all that stuff once we get closer and closer to the playoffs. And see you guys